Let me say the methodology that we used to pick some of these issues. We did circulate an email to the majority of the organizations that are working on oil and gas. And we said, we want you to point out the issues that you want to be discussed at this meeting. And there are quite a number of them that came, but we just picked a few of them that I'm going to present here. And those that I'm presenting have been validated. Access to information. That is a statement that came in an email. The process or procedure of accessing information regarding oil and gas sector at subnational level is tedious and frustrating. Now, you may not be able to read that letter, but one of the organizations wrote to one of the agencies, and they were requesting for an interview to inform a study on fair and just energy transition. A letter requesting to meet and just have an interview on that. And then a response is done, and they are requesting for the following: provide the research topic, problem statement, methodology, who is your funder, what are the risks and mitigation, who are your collaborators, what are the expected outputs, other similar work. The proposal should indicate similar research which have been done or undertaken in other countries and how those countries have benefited from the research findings. So to do research here, it must have been done elsewhere, and you must show how it has benefited those other countries. And we think that really, while it is important and we know research protocol, we think that this is asking for too much and making it very difficult for NGOs to access information. I could bring another one where we're just doing research on corporate social responsibility. And we're saying, you know, these enterprises that are coming up as social corporate responsibility, are they consistent with the government programming, with the local government programming? What is the sustainability? So again, we wrote and we wanted to see how social corporate responsibility is being regulated in the country. The bit about it that this agency writes back, and we acknowledge that and appreciate that. And they said, use publicly available information. So now you go and scan from the internet, and then they tell you, this information is wrong. But meanwhile, you've requested formally simple information, but this information cannot be provided. And I think that validates, while that statement came from an organization that actually is operating at a subnational level, it is validated because organizations have written and they are not given an opportunity to get the information that they need. But when we get into the boardroom, we are partners. Issue number 2, overzealousness of some of the security operatives. Overzealousness. We do appreciate the role of really security, but we think that some of the officers are so overzealous that they think by either stopping an NGO meeting or by frustrating an NGO activity, maybe that's when they will have performed their duties. But we've also established through interaction that many of them have limited understanding of the roles of the NGOs or civil society in the development process. And therefore, it would be very important that some of these security personnel, they are oriented a bit so that they know that civil society organizations that are working in this sector, oil and gas, have a role to play, and they need to be given an opportunity to play this role. And there are a number of meetings. And one of the meetings, I was personally involved in that meeting. And we had done everything. One, we had moved with the Ministry of Energy. Two, we had EITI Secretariat. Three, we had 5 districts. All the staff had been sent by the cow. The RDC had a letter. But the junior security officers came and caused the commotion, and we had to first make some phone calls for these guys to give us an opportunity to do the work that we had gone to do together with 2 government entities and 5 local governments. I don't think that really that is not overzealousness. That you cannot even make an inquiry from the RDC through your system to know whether actually this is a group of people that are dangerous